The first exercise we will be going over is the shoulder press. The muscles targeted during this action are the triceps brachii, anterior and medial deltoids, the pectoralis major, the serratus anterior, the external obliques, the trapezius, and the supraspinatus. Throughout this movement, the latissimus dorsi is keeping the humerus in place and is also acting as an antagonist to the deltoids. In the upwards motion, a concentric contraction is being performed to your anterior deltoid, lateral deltoid, and supraspinatus to produce a shoulder abduction. On the downwards motion of the movement, an eccentric contraction is being performed because instead of shortening, now the muscles will lengthen. This movement is an isotonic exercise, but to make this into an isometric exercise, you can hold the weights over your head. The next exercise we will go over is sit-ups. Sit-ups are an isotonic exercise, and they exercise the rectus abdominis, internal and external obliques, the iliopsis, and the rectus femoris. When performing the up motion of the sit-up, there is a concentric contraction being performed in the rectus abdominis, and performing the downward motion of the sit-up, an eccentric contraction is being performed in the same muscle. The erector spinae is antagonist to the rectus abdominis, so during both contractions, the erector spinae is doing the opposite of the rectus abdominis.
The next exercise we'll go over are squats. This type of exercise is isotonic, and the muscles mainly used in this action are biceps femoris, rectus femoris, gluteus maximus, vaxis medialis, abductor magnus, and the soleus. The antagonistic muscles of a squat are the hip flexor muscles and gluteal muscles. During a squat, the hip flexor muscles are contracting, meanwhile the gluteal muscles are relaxing and lengthening. During the upward phase of a squat, your quadricep muscles are contracting, creating a concentric contraction. In the downward phase, the deep muscles of the hip are contracting isometrically, creating an eccentric contraction. The next exercise we'll go over are lunges. This type of exercise is isotonic, and the muscles mainly used in this action are the gluteus maximus, biceps femoris, rectus femoris, soleus, vaxis lateralis, vaxis medialis, and the adductor magnus. The antagonistic muscles in a lunge are the quadricep muscles and the hamstring muscles. In the upward phase of a lunge, the quadricep muscles are contracting to extend the knee, meanwhile the hamstring muscles are lengthening. During the up phase of the lunge, the quadricep muscles are concentrically contracting to extend the knee joint. However, during the down phase, these muscles are eccentrically contracting as the knee joint relaxes.
Here's our next exercise. It's considered an isometric exercise, and while it may look like there's much movement going on while doing one, there are plenty of muscles that are hard at work while doing it. The plank is a full body exercise, meaning it targets muscles of the upper body, core, and the lower body. Though you're balancing your body weight on your arms and toes, most of the work in a plank is done by your core. Your rectus abdominis, obliques, and transverse abdominis are utilized. Furthermore, your inner and outer obliques and spinal erectors, your back muscles, are engaged during the plank. The muscles of your upper body, such as the trapezius, rhomboid major and minor, latissimus dorsi, the pectorals, the serratus anterior, deltoids, biceps, and triceps, are also hard at work during the plank. Your core muscles and lower body are highly connected, which means both help stabilize your body during the plank. You're targeting your quadriceps and gluteal muscles, which are attached to your abdominal and lower back muscles. The hamstrings also play an important role in the plank. There isn't really any set of antagonistic muscles, as this is an isometric hold, in which muscles are recruited and exert tension without lengthening or shortening the muscle. And because of this, there are also no eccentric or concentric contractions, as the tensions are being put on muscles without any flexing or movements. This is our final exercise. While doing the push-up, there are a lot of muscles that are activated while going through the movement. Some of these muscles include the chest muscle group, which include the pectoralis major and pectoralis minor, the shoulder muscle group, which includes the deltoid major and deltoid minor, the upper and middle back muscles, including the latissimus dorsi, the rhomboids and trapeze muscles, the biceps and triceps, both located in the upper arm, the serratus anterior, which sits on the side of the chest beneath the upper arm. The abdominal and core muscles, as well as lower back muscles, are also engaged throughout a push-up. There aren't just muscles used in the upper extremities though. but the lower extremity also works during a push-up. Push-ups require many other muscles in the body to work to keep the body in a rigid plank position. These muscles included are the gluteus maximus and medius, which are the buttocks muscles, the leg muscles, including the hamstrings, quadriceps, calves, and shin muscles. Among the many muscles you work during this movement are the pectorals, the front shoulders, and the triceps. These muscles are known as agonists, and they contract and allow you to do a push-up. Other muscles resist and or counteract your movement. These are known as antagonists. These muscles included are your rear deltoids, middle trapezius, rhomboids, and biceps. Any contraction where the muscle shortens under load tension is known as a concentric contraction. An eccentric contraction refers to any contraction where the muscle lengthens under load or tension. Some eccentric and concentric contractions in a push-up would be the following. When going down a push-up, your tricep brachii, pectoralis major, and pectoralis minor are muscles that go through an eccentric contraction. When pushing up from a push-up, your tricep brachii, pectoralis major, and pectoralis minor also contract, but this is done concentrically as they help push you upwards.